All right, let's get right into this absolutely incredible hearing that took place yesterday. There was a Senate hearing yesterday on COVID. Dr. Anthony Fauci testified, CDC Director Rochelle Walensky testified, and there are three or four different controversies that came from this, including Dr. Fauci being caught on a hot mic saying that Senator Roger Marshall is a moron, which I will prove to you that he is in the next segment. But the first big confrontation was between Dr. Fauci and Republican Senator Rand Paul. Senator Rand Paul has been determined from the start of the pandemic to say, this is no big deal. We don't need masks. We don't need vaccines. But more dangerously, Fauci's a bad actor to the point that people have actually gone after Fauci. Fauci now needs full-time security. So let's get right into this. The beginning is Dr. Fauci being grilled by Rand Paul about emails. Let's just jump right in.
Do you really think it's appropriate to use your $420,000 salary to attack scientists that disagree with you?
Oh, and that's the new thing now also, that they're obsessed with Fauci's salary, which comes up.
Senator, the email you're referring to was an email of Dr. Collins to me. If you look at the email
that you responded to and hurried up and said, I can do it. We got something in Wired magazine.
No. I think in usual fashion, Senator, you are distorting everything about me.
Yes.
Did you ever object to Dr. Collins' characterization of them as friends? Did you write back to Dr. Collins and say, no, they're not friends, they're esteemed scientists, and it would be beneath me
I did not
to do that? You responded to him that you would do it, and you immediately got an article in Wired, and you sent it back to him and said, hey, look, I've got him. I nailed him in Wired of all scientific publications.
That's not what went on. There you go again. You just do the same thing every hearing.
That was your response. And this wasn't the only time. So your desire to take down people...
You're absolutely incorrect, as usual.
What is the point of this? Like, we're not learning about the pandemic here. We're not getting closer to dealing with it with Rand Paul's lines of questioning. It's just him trying to get appearances on Fox News, which happens whenever he does this.
Senator, you are incorrect. Almost everything you said.
Well, no, you deny, right. But the emails tell the truth of this.
No.
This wasn't the only time. Your desire to take down those who disagree with you didn't stop with Harvard, Oxford, and Stanford. You conspired with Peter Daszak, who you communicated with privately, and other members of the scientific community that wrote opinion pieces for Nature. 5 of them signed a paper for Nature, an opinion piece. 17 signed a paper that called it conspiracy theory, the idea that the virus could have originated in the lab. Do you think words like conspiracy theory should be in a scientific paper?
Senator, I never used that word when I was referring to it. You're distorting virtually everything.
Did you communicate with the 5 scientists who wrote the opinion piece in Nature where they were describing, there's no way this could have come from the lab?
That was not me. Did
you talk with any of those scientists?
So as you can see, he can barely even get a word in. Eventually, Dr. Fauci unleashes and says, I am getting threats from people getting caught with guns. Listen to what Dr. Fauci reveals here.
I guess you could say, well, that's the way it goes. I can take the hit. Well, it makes a difference. Because as some of you may know, just about 3 or 4 weeks ago, on December 21st, a person was arrested who was on their way from Sacramento to Washington, D.C. at a speed stop in Iowa. And the police asked him where he was going, and he was going to Washington, D.C. to kill Dr. Fauci.
Wow.
And they found in his car an AR-15 and multiple magazines of ammunition, because he thinks that maybe I'm killing people. So I ask myself, why would Senator want to do this? So go to Rand Paul website, and you see fire Dr. Fauci with a little box that says, contribute here. You can do $5, $10,
wow.
$20, $100. So you are making a catastrophic epidemic for your political gain. So the
You
only
have
thing
politically
the only thing
attacked
that I
your
can-
colleagues and in
So Rand Paul interrupts without addressing the substance.
a politically reprehensible
The
way
only
you
thing that I
attack their
could think
reputation.
of-
Okay,
You won't
we-
defend it.
No,
You won't
well,
argue it.
I'm
You'll just
sorry,
simply
that we're
turn around
going
the
to
attack.
continue this hearing. We
Yeah.
have a number of
Right.
questions from
Just
other senators.
one more minute, please.
Well,
if
Dr.
my-
Fauci, I really appreciate your response, but we do have a number of questions from senators, and we do have a second round, and
Yeah. That is essentially stochastic terrorism. I mean, the story that Dr. Fauci tells there about guys stopped with guns in the car. This happened with Glenn Beck years ago, right-wing propagandist Glenn Beck, who would just hammer on the Tides Foundation. He's obsessed with the Tides Foundation, the Tides Foundation. And a guy was actually stopped, I believe, by California Highway Patrol with guns. And it was like, what are you doing? I'm going to take care of the Tides Foundation. This is stochastic terrorism. And not only is Rand Paul doing it by just attacking a doctor, he's also fundraising off of it. Fire Dr. Fauci, send me $5, send me $10, send me $100. Or Dr. Fauci coming prepared with the receipts. Let's look at one more clip here.
The last time we had a committee, or the time before, he was accusing me of being responsible for the death of 4 to 5 million people, which is really irresponsible. And I say, why is he doing that? There are two reasons why that's really bad.
Yeah.
The first is it distracts from what we're all trying to do here today, is get our arms around the epidemic and the pandemic that we're dealing with.
The thing is, that's not actually what Rand Paul is there to do. Dr. Fauci is naive in that for Rand Paul, this line of questioning isn't a distraction. It's the only thing he cares about.
Not something imaginary. Number two, what happens when he gets out and accuses me of things that are completely untrue is that all of a sudden that kindles the crazies out there, and I have threats upon my life, harassment of my family and my children with obscene phone calls because people are lying about me. Now, I guess you could say, well, that's the way it goes.
And then he goes into the segment that we looked at earlier with regard to the person caught in the car. This guy is disgusting, Rand Paul. And these hearings are being used as a platform to promote all sorts of disinformation. Ted Cruz did it later, and I'm going to talk about that. But first, I want to deal with what I consider to be the funniest moment of these hearings.